So in the last class, we have seen how to create the table and what is my table name. Let me open my SQL workbench. So my table name is account, right? So my password is root. I created the table which is name as a account, and I have inserted the two records. The first, in I have a two accounts in one table. So what I will do, I'll transfer the amount from one account to the another account. So I'll those who have the highest value, like Arvind has the amount balance of 7,999 and Sam has 4,500. So what I will do, I'll transfer uh, money from Arvind account to the Sam account. It might be 2,000 or 1,000. So we have to be transferred from Arvind's account to the Sam account. So both the different accounts. Okay, this is a unique account number, right? So both the accounts has a different account number, and these two accounts are having in which table, in the table, account table. Okay, so here what we will do, we have inserted the two records, right? Two records are inserted, and I'm using the commit here. Why I'm using commit here? Because these queries, like I'm executing from JDBC program or workbench. From which application? It is a workbench. Obviously, it is a workbench, right? So suppose if I'm executing this from my JDBC program, okay, do I have to be commit here? If I'm executing from my JDBC program, then do I have to be commit? There is no need of committing. In if it is a workbench, then I have to be use the commit here. It is okay. I have to be use commit. Whereas in JDBC program, so let me. It is no need in the JDBC program. So I'll just open my Eclipse. So it will be auto committed in the JDBC, right? Suppose I just it might take some time. So yeah, it got open. So let's click on the launch. I'll just open my SQL workbench, and we'll see like how many records are there. Okay, so here it is workbench. Now I have to be use the database. Which database I'm using? Use test. Okay, so let me execute this test database. My database is successfully executed. Now there is a three columns: account number, account holder name, and account balance, right? So I have two records in my table account. The two accounts holding with the different customers, Arvind and Sam, are are in the same table. My table name is account, and which database? Test database. So I just want to see like how many records in my account table. So select star from account. I'll just execute this. Here I what it is showing, it is showing how many records? Two records. Okay, so Arvind has 7,999 account balance, and Sam has 4,500 account balance, right? So I'll transfer from Arvind account to the Sam account. So I have opened my Eclipse JDBC. In this JDBC, there is no need of using the commit. Okay, it is auto committed, right? So let's understand how this will auto committed. Okay, so what I will do, I'll take the new Java project. Okay. So here it is. Go to the file. Okay. New Java project. My new Java project name is JDBC. So it is 9. No, I'll give 10. JDBC 10. Okay. Then click on finish. Okay. So your project is successfully created. Expand this, and I don't want this module info. Just delete this one. Yeah, it is successfully deleted. Now what I'll do, I'll just open my source class, and here for the package name I'll give com dot vanitha it dot jdbc, right? And the name, my class name, what I'll do, transaction. So as we are discussing about the transaction management, I'll give this as a transaction underscore test. Yeah. So if you want main method, you can just tick mark, or else you can write it. Anything is fine. So click on finish. Once it is done, my class is successfully created in which project? JDBC 10 Java project. Right, here it is. Now what I will do, so here I have to be explain this. Okay, so I have given my class name. Now I have to be copy URL driver, all right. So till the connection statements, I have to be do. I'll just go to this program and expand. So this one, this is another one. Till I'll just copy till here and I'll just paste it here. So there is no need of writing once again. So connection con is equal to null. Okay. So my class name is transaction underscore test. From our previous program, we have copied. Okay. So my previous program I have copied. Now what I will do, I it is still connection only. So I have to get the statement. Okay, how to disable the auto commit mode? Let I will tell you statement. So where is the statement? Here it is. STMT is equal to null. Okay, so understand this thing. It is a when you are okay. So we what we have to do. I have to be first use the try method. Okay, so in the transaction till connection and statement I have used. Now I have to be disable the auto commit mode. For that purpose, I have to be set. I have to be use which method? Set auto commit. And when we are disabling, it is a false. We have to be passive false. So for that reason, where I have to mention in the try block, right? I have to be mention it in the try block. Then now what I will do is I'll just write it here. Try con dot driver manager. Here it is. Try con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. So I'm getting the connection for this three things: URL, username, and password. Just end with colon. Okay, now here I am using. So I have to be set the auto commit mode. How do I will set auto commit mode? Con dot set auto commit mode false. So here it is transaction begin. Okay, let me write it here. Transaction begins here. Okay, so you are, it is nothing but false means you are disabling. Here the transaction begins, connection object is not yet ready. So it is null. My connection object is not yet ready, so it is null. If it is a null, okay, then if it is a null, if you call anything, which exception it will throw? It will throw null pointer exception. Okay, so before that try block, what it will give the null pointer exception, right? So here what I will do is I'll write the catch block as well. Now catch block, and then I have to select the calls. I have to collect as a I have to select the statement as a transaction says statement, then select the query as a statement is equal to no. Okay, we have to be remember this. Now if we are using, so let me just write it here first. It is a try block. After this try block, I have to be write the catch block as well. Catch exception ex. So my catch block is ready. Now I just want to give the my integer data types, like I have a from account to account. How many columns? Three columns, right? And I'm transferring the amount from account to the to account. What is my from account? Integer value. Okay, integer value, and my input is from account. From account. So what is the from account? Account number is this thing, 100. Copy and okay. So this is a from account number, Arvind's account number, and this is a Sam's account number. To account is equal to same thing, like 200 22022. So this is the account number. Here it is. And amount, like amount, I will take it as a which data type. I'll take it as a double, as it is a DOU double. So amount, like how much amount you want to transfer, like suppose anything, like from account to the, you have to be first check whether it sufficient amount is there or not to transfer the funds from one account to the another account. So I'll just take it as a 4500. Now I have to be use the transfer funds method. So transfer funds method. In this transfer funds method, first I have to get the connection, then from account, and then to account. And what is another one? Amount. So these are the things that ends with colon, right? Okay, so these are the things that I have to be enter. Now I have to be mention it in the main method. Okay, in the main method, what I will do, I don't want to use, I just use the static method instead of taking the another way. Static is better because we have only two records, right? So private static, so it is a true or false, then I have to be use the boolean data type. And so my method name is transfer funds. Transfer transfer funds. So what is the connection I am setting up? Connection con. So here connection con, and the another integer value is int data type. So this is a from account comma integer value to account, and another one is double. The data type is double and amount, right? So these are the things that I want to take it in my main method. It is still not showing, no problem. So it will show now. Okay. So these are the things that I want to. So here, can I call this statement as a transaction statement? Here, this statement I cannot call it as a transaction statement. Select the query as transaction statement. No. So we have to be remember this. Only insert or update and delete are the transaction statements. Okay. But select is not a transaction. Select is not the transaction statement. Right. So what is select? Just retrieving the data available in the database, but we are not doing any modification. in the database, in the data, remember, as part of the transaction you may have the select queries, right? In your code generally, select is not the transaction statement. Okay, so let me do one thing. I'll just draw a diagram so you will understand. So for the transaction select, we have this select, insert, update queries, right? For select, it's not a transaction, but insert, so these are the transactions. So what I will do here, we have already learned this in the SQL, right? SQL queries, have you ever type like after executing select to star from emp, retyping the commit? No, right? Select star from emp, then select here, select. So SQL commit, here it is SQL commit. We are just retrieving the data but not insert, delete, update. So next you are writing the commit, but we are not writing the commit. Select star from emp or any table name. It's only for retrieving the data. It's only a read operation. Those are the write operations. So which are the write operations? When you are selecting insert, delete, update, so these are the write operation. For select, it is no need, right? So if it's an interview question, select is a transaction statement or non-transactional statement, then what you will answer, it is a non-transactional statement. Select is non-transactional statement, so that is your answer, right? So just want to confirm if I'm not explaining any more of this, I hope it's clear for everyone. Okay, so we already aware of this, where we have to be use this insert, delete, update, and for select statement what we have to do. Okay, I think it's pretty clear. Okay, so during this transaction, suppose any error occurred. Okay, then what we have to do here, if any transaction occurs, then we have to do rollback the entire transaction. The transaction consists a group of statements, right? Here the transaction consists a group of statement or operations that we have already seen here, where it is here, group of, yes, group of statements or operations. So what happened? Transaction consists a group of statements. They are going to be execute in a single unit. Okay. So if all the statements are in the group and executed, and then the transaction is committed, if any statement in the group occurred, then we have to use the rollback, the total group rollback, which means, okay, so here commit means the transaction successful, rollback means when it fails. Okay, so which means all the statements which are executed and not executed will be cancelled. That is a rollback. Okay, so that is a rollback. I said the transaction is completed with either rollback or with commit. Commit means successful transaction, rollback means failure transaction, unsuccessful transaction. Okay, so first take how much amount you want to transfer to the second account. Okay, so Arvind accounts to the Sam account, take the number as an input. Okay, you have already here. So what is the amount you have to? 4,500. Right, I had to the 4,500. Now I'm writing the logic into this main method to call the main method. So this is a transfer funds. Okay, connection from account to account and amount. So I'm passing these three parameters. Here I declare three variables. So I can take int from account, okay, from account, and to account. This is the to account, and amount double. So this is nothing but 4500. So I'm not taking this amount from the keyboard and scanner. Okay, so and later you will come to know, like you want to take with the scanner. As per my concern, I have only two records in my table, so that's why directly I'm taking the static values. Okay, here, see, I'm taking the static values, but actually we can take the input from the keyboard during the execution of the program in dynamic values, but I don't require, I have only two records, so static is enough. Okay, so here I'm using transfer funds contour. Okay, so this is my main method. So transfer funds connection. Okay, so connection con from account to account and amount, right? So here this is a private static, and uh, as I took the boolean because either it is a true or false, and these are the types. So three parameters are required. I'm calling this method definition, which means transfer method. How to, like, transfer funds with how many parameters required? Three. Okay, so passing three parameters. I'm passing three parameters here. Okay, so first one is from accounts to account and amount. So these are my three parameters. Okay, so without connection, how can it create a statement object for executing the queries? Not possible, right? So what is required here? The connection is required. So that's why I mentioned C connection con. Okay, I have to select the balance from account to account. The balance is negative. Okay, then the transaction should fail. We have to be roll back the transaction. Okay, so what I will do is, here the amount is deducting from whose account? From account. The amount is deducting from the from account, and this amount should be added to whose account? The amount is added to the to account. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, if you have to understand the concept clearly, first I'll update the balance deduct from this account. Okay, from Arvind account to the, I'll add the balance to the to account, which is nothing but the Sam's account. Okay, from the account balance of Arvind, I'll remove this amount and add it to the to account, Sam account. Okay, what if in case, for example, uh, from account gets the negative balance? Okay, so Arvind account gets the negative balance. What if the negative balance comes after deducting the amount? That we just roll back. Okay, so I would like to roll back the transaction. I would like to make the return type as boolean here. Okay, so there are different types of writing the code, and I'm thinking this is one. Okay, I'm writing in this way. Okay, so here I'll write the try block, and here, and I'm using this connection. So what, I can create this statement, right? Because if I want to run any query, first I need to be connection and then statement. Connection is there, then there is a parameters is required, which is nothing but I'll do first a statement stmt is equal to con dot. Okay, stm create statement, which I have done here. Now what I will do is, I'll just add it. Okay, so here I'll add the try block first. Okay, now state statement stmt is equal to con dot create statement ends with colon. Okay, so here you can see this is a from account to account. Why it is showing as a Okay, I did not mention it, so that's why. No problem. So I have, so statement object is created. Then I'm executing the stmt dot. So I'll just write it here, result set, and later I'll explain. It is better. Result set. Okay. So result set rs1. Okay, so I'm taking the object as a rs1 is equal to stmt dot which method I have to use? Execute query method. Execute query method. So here in this, I have to be select statement, select account balance. Okay, so which column? Account balance. Account balance from account table, from account table where account number equal to, where account number equal to, this is plus. Okay, so it is from which account? From account. Okay, small letters, from account. Okay, so this is my result set rs1. Okay, now what I will do, I'll go to the here rs1 dot next, rs1 dot next method. So this is rs1 dot next method. Okay, now I'll just take it as a double. And what is my balance from account? Balance underscore from, balance from account is equal to rs1 dot get double, right? rs1 dot get double from which account? Account balance. From which column? Account balance. Here, account underscore, and just write it in account underscore balance, double quotes, and ends with colon. Okay, so here I'll just close this rs1 dot close. Now I'll just write it rs result set rs2 as well. It's easy for us to get it explained. rs2 result set rs2 is equal to stmt dot execute query. Okay, so execute query. Otherwise I'll just directly copy and paste rs2 stmt dot execute query, select account balance. Here this copy and just paste it here. So this is from, I don't want this from account where account balance, from account where account number is equal to, this is from, and I'll add it here to account. This is my to account. Here there is no this symbol, ends with colon. Yeah, it is set. So select account balance from the account where account number equal to how much. It is a two account. It is a two account. So I have to move it to the next row. So rs2 dot next method ends with colon. Now I have to be check whether double balance of two account, balance underscore two account is equal to rs2 dot get double from which one, account balance column, account balance column, and underscore account underscore balance ends with colon, right? So here it is, I have to be close the rs2 dot close rs2 dot close, here it is. Okay, now I have to be use the execute update method. Okay, so let me just write it so it would be easier for us to, later I'll explain now. stmt dot, which one I have to use, which method, execute update method, execute update method. Okay, execute update method, the double quotations you have to be right, update account, update account, set account balance is equal to, I'll take the balance underscore from account, balance from account, which is minus amount. Okay, so I'm deducting the amount from the from account, so that's why I use the minus symbol and close this. I'll just put it in the bracket. Now place from which account, where account number. Okay, so where, my column name is account number. Okay, where account number, it is better that I have to be write it in the account underscore number equal to how much, equal to from which account, from account. I'll just maximize this, it is getting, yeah. So now it would be clear for us. Okay, so let's just copy this and copy this and paste it here. So now what we are doing is stmt dot execute, stmt dot execute update, update account, set balance, balance from account to the, from account is already done, so I'm transferring it to the to account. So here you have to write the to account, where account number equal to from which one, from to account. Here you have to write the to account. Okay, so now this is done. I have to be close the statement. Then stmt dot close. Here it is. Once it is closed, then I have to be use now if condition. Okay, so if balance equal to, if balance from account minus amount less than 0, then return false, right? So if balance underscore from account minus amount, if it is less than 0, then it has to be written, it has to be written what, it has to be written false, it has to be written false. else it has to be written true. Else return true. And I have to use the finally method also. You can use it now or you can use it later also, but I just tried it. It's better to get aware of this one before going further. Yeah, so I have used this one. If I use the finally block, then again I have to be mentioned here, but not a problem. So it throws the exception, right? So it is better that I'll use it later once I will mention here. So this is what I have to be used. So public static boolean transfer funds connection con int. So I have taken these three parameters. Now account double. So I have closed the statement rs1 dot close and rs dot. So I'll just keep this space so it's better for us to understand it. Balance minus amount less than zero, then it has to be written as a false. Otherwise, it has to be written the true. Okay. So till here, now I have to be use the connection and con. But before that, here statement stmt 32 line statement stmt con dot create statement. So statement object is created. Then I am executing the execute update method. Okay, so here I'm using the execute update method. Update account set balance. Okay, so what's the query? If I want to set the account balance, then the current balance minus, okay, current balance minus amount, right? For that, what should I do? First, I need to be fetch the account balance from account, Arvind's account. Two, with how many result set objects? We get two result set object. Object 1 we will get and object 2 result set. Result set 1, here it is. Result set 1 rs1 and rs2, two result set. Okay, from account balance 2. Okay, for two account balance, then you should understand this query, right? Result set rs1, result set rs1 is equal to stmt dot execute query method. Execute query method, select account balance from account where account number, which table, account table, which row where account number is equal to from account. Okay, so from account is nothing but whose accounts? Arvind's account. So what we are selecting? Only the balance. We are selecting. We are selecting only balance. So what this query selects? It selects the account balance of from account, Arvind's account. So tell me where is the cursor in the result set by default before it goes to the first record row. Right. So it will goes to the first record. So tell me what you are selecting. Are you selecting the complete row from the table or only the specific column? So what is the specific columns? Account balance. Okay, so tell me in the result set complete row in store or the column is stored. Only the column of the row account balance is stored. Right. So how many records are there in the result set? Object. Now see the result set 1 rs1, only one because we are selecting from account r1's account balance, right? So which is nothing but how many records are there? This has only one record rs1. Okay, so this has a only one record. Better I'll draw this picture to understand it clearly. Okay, so here. Okay, so just assume like I have a result set object as only one row. So my account balance and the column name here. I'll just draw this. This is my object and this is my, okay, no, not this one. So this is my account balance column. My account balance. My account balance column. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Whatsoever. And what is here? This is RS1. This is my object RS1. And here, what is the amount I have? 7,999. It is a double value. And where would be my cursor? Here. Initially, it was here. Yeah. So what happened? Where is the cursor? Before the first row. Okay, how many rows are there in the result set object? I have only one row. Okay, that row has how many columns? Only one column here. Only one column. And how many columns? I'm selecting only one. Okay, so do we have to be right in this query? No. We are selecting the one column account balance. So how many columns are there in the result set object? Like only one column. So tell me to move this cursor from this place to the account balance. Okay, from this place to the account balance. So I have to use the which one? Account balance to the, I have to use the which rs1 dot next. Okay, to move this cursor, see my object name is rs1. Like how many times I have to be move the cursor? Only one time, because there is only one row and one column, right? So because I have only one row, and how many times is enough to move the cursor? Only one time for moving the cursor. Okay, so do I need any loop or while loop or for loop, any such kind is required? There is no need. So I'll just say rs1 dot next method. Here from initially it is here, the my cursor is here, so it will move to the account balance. For that purpose I am using rs1 dot next method, right? So in the result set, how many columns are there? Only one column, right? So I would like to read this value 7,999. Now to read the value, which method I have to call? I told some methods in result set objects to read the data from the row, right? Get x methods, get int, get string, get double. And if it is a double value, then which method I have to call? I have to be call what's the column name? Account balance, and 7,999. So it is double the balance from here. So what happens? It we use the double balance from account rs1 dot get double method. Okay, so here which one I'm using? Getx methods. In the getx method, uh, because I need a double, I cannot use the get int, I cannot use the get string. So my value is double. My value is double, so I have to be use rs1 dot get double method. I hope it is clear. So there is only one column index, one column index, right? So far, whose balance I got? Whose balance I got? I got from account balance. I got Arvind's account balance, right? You got the clarity. Similarly, whose balance is required? RS1. Work is done. So that's why I mentioned RS dot close. Similarly, two account balance is also required, right? For me, this is a two balance account. This is a from account, and here this is a two account. You can see here two account is required. Now two account balance is required, so I have to be just change it to the rs2. Object is rs2, account name from account. Okay, from account, where account, if I want to transfer from account to the two account, what I need to do, I have to be deduct the money uh, from account to the, add this to the two account. I have to deduct the money from the account and add it to the two account. So for that, what which method I am using? I'm using statement here. You can see statement. I'm using this method. Statement execute update method. Update account set. Account balance is equal to plus balance from account minus. This is the minus symbol. You can see here. So deducting means minus. Okay, here. So that's why I just put it in the bracket. So it is clear to understand for us. Where account number, okay, where account number from, why it's not moving? Yeah, okay, to here only enter. Account number. So understand here what I'm getting, what I'm setting balance from account minus amount or plus amount, we have to deduct. So that's why I'm using minus this money from account minus amount from which table? From the account table where the condition, what from, what is the condition here? Where account number is equal to from account, right? From account. I hope you got the clarity on this query. So here you got the clarity, right? So what we setting? So tell me, same amount should be added to whom? To account. The amount should be added to the to account, right? So I copied this query and I made the changes here. I made the changes. Account balance. Okay, execute update account set balance. Here balance to account, here already deducted, but here I have to be get it added now, so I have to use the plus. Where account number to the which account? To account. What changes need here in this query? Like these are will be executed, right? After this I will close the statement stmt dot close, stmt dot close. So what I'm saying here, I can write finally block. Okay, so also, but here only I write if balance. Okay, if I can write the finally, or I can write the if balance from account minus amount less than zero, less than zero, then it should return the false, right? Because my method should return the boolean value, right? So return false because it's a negative, right? Balance from account minus amount less than zero, so it returns the false, else it returns the true. Finally block. So I'm writing the multiple code. Okay, I'm writing like you need to understand it's a try block, but I'm not writing in the catch block. I'm writing the finally without catch. If, like if I am not catching, then I have to be throw it, I have to be propagate it. I will go this method. Okay, and I'll say the throws exception here. I'll go to this method transfer funds. What I will, here I wrote the finally, right? Without writing the catch block, I wrote the finally. Here you got the red colors indicate, so that's why I have to be throw, throw exception, thro exception, throws exception, throws exception. So what I did, um, it throws the exception. Yeah, so it is done. Throws exception. Now what I will do in the in my code Java, like tell me this method transfer funds is going to be return the boolean value to me, right? Here it is. Okay, So it is, I'll go to this place and I'll just write the boolean flag. Boolean flag equal to transfer funds connection from account to account and amount, and come back to the result into the boolean value. So boolean flag, what it will do, what could be the value flag variable, true or false. False means negative balance. Okay, so if it is a false means negative balance, and if it is a true, then it will allowed or not allowed, it will not allowed if it is a negative balance. So observe here, if I write the flag, look at this logic, throws exception, con dot commit. Okay, so let me just write it here, then it will be easy to understand for us, uh, to write the catch block. Okay, so here, till here, I hope it is clear for everyone how to catch this without writing the catch block. I just use the directly finally block. Now here, boolean flag. Okay, so till here it is done. Now what I will do, I'll just go here and to account, yeah, the spelling, it is like, it is nothing but the to account. If I'll just write the if flag equal to, if flag equal to false, then what it will, flag equal to false, it will throw the new exception, false. Right. So what it is doing, it is throwing the new exception. Here I will write throw new exception, throws the new exception, else con dot commit. And I'll just make this printed to for our clear understanding. SYSO system dot out dot println. So transaction success, I'll just write it in the code. Transaction money transferred. Okay, otherwise money transferred. So catch exception EX. Then here I'll in the catch, I have to be use the again a try block. In this try block, if connection not equal to null, if connection not equal to null, then what happen if the connections roll back. If the connection not equal to null, called out roll back, it will roll back. For that I have to write SYSO system.out.println. In this, transaction failed, money is not transferred. Transaction money not transferred. Right. And I'll just use the another catch block here. Catch exception I have already used the AX, so I'll just take it as a E and E dot print stack trace. E dot print stack trace. Now here I'll write the finally block to close the connection. If the connection not equal to null, then I'll just close it. Okay. So here I will write the finally block. In the finally block, the try block it will check the exceptions. In the finally block, I can close it. Finally, and I'll write in the finally block again. Write the try block if connection not equal to null. If the connection not equal to null, then I'll just close the connection. Con dot close. I'll do again. I have to be write it the catch here. Catch. I have already used the exception exe and now I will use the exe and e dot print stack e dot print stack trace. PRI. So print stack trace. Yeah. So now this is finally executing. Okay. E dot finally print stack trace. So till here we have understood. It is clear for us. It is clear for okay. Now till here it is clear. So what we will do, we will just go and check here if everything is we have done clearly. If throws exception, yes, it is already done. Now let me just go through this and explain how does it will work. Okay, so when we just mention, okay, con dot commit, here we have added till here. If flag equal to false, then what it will throw the new exception. Else con dot commit. Then I will say the system.out.println. So I'll just want to get print this message. I want to get it print. So for that purpose, I'm saying if con.commit, then it has to be print. Okay, if it is a commit, okay, if the transaction is successful, then it has to be commit. Then it has to give the message transaction success, money is transferred. Okay, so you got it right. If flag equal to false, if this flag equal to false, then what I want to throw the exception, I want to throw the exception as, now go to the catch block. Okay, here you will go catch block, go to the catch block and exception ex. Okay, go here catch block exception ex. What I will say, on dot rollback. Okay, then I'll say transaction con dot rollback system. I just want to get it print. So that's why transaction failed. Money is not transferred. So for try block, what should I write again? The catch exception E. E means this time EX and already used this, right? So that's why E prints distract is. So I'm writing this catch for this catch. Next, what I'm going to be write finally. So I wrote the finally here. Okay, so what it will do, it will close the connections, right? So here I will delete this and I don't want to get it this statement print because I'm just closing the connection. So here it is not required. Connection statement, and where is that another one? Didn't I wrote here? Connection connection is equal to driver manager. Yeah, it's better that I haven't wrote. Now let's understand this one. stmt dot con dot create statement. stmt statement is equal to null. Okay, so here I haven't wrote, so it is better, no problem. Otherwise I would have write here like this: statement stmt is equal to. Okay, what I will write, I just want to show you this one: stmt is equal to con dot create a statement, con dot, here it is, but I don't want to get it printed, so that's why I just put it in the uh, I don't want to, so double quotes, right? Only the connection is enough. If the connection is not equal to null, okay, if the connection is not equal to null, then finally, but my connection get close. Okay, we need to write it in the catch block. If the connection not equal to null, then connection dot close, right? Connection dot close. In catch exception exe, here you can see catch exception in the finally block. If the exception, okay, so what this block, if the connection not equal to null, okay, then it will give the, what it will do, so just go to this transfer method clearly once there is, where entire the logic is here. Okay, so this is my entire logic. Okay, I hope it is clear to everyone. So what I will do, I'll just run this code from, before executing I would like to check like how much amount I transferred, check in the workbench. So go to here, if anything is missing or you have added everything and what is the amount that you want to transfer, just we have to be cross check it. So I have mentioned I'll get the connection and done. So connection driver manager get connection database URL as sent set. Now connection set auto commit false. Okay, I have the two account types, from account and to account, and the amount is 4500 I want to transfer. Now I set the conditions, so this is my logic I wrote here. Just go to this logic before executing it is, we have to be make sure that everything is correctly wrote in the logic, right? So exceptions catch and try else. Yeah, it is done. Now here also you can just check in the main method, like a statement set results set rs1, next rs1 dot close. Yeah, it's seems everything is clear. Then the final thing is what I have to do, else it is written and finally block. Yes, it is done. I have to be add the jar files, so I'll go to the project and build path. This is my build path, configure build path. Okay, and I have to add the jar, apply and close. Now go to the workbench and you can just cross check the amount, what about the Arvin's amount, and whatever the amount that you have been credited. Okay, so you have, you can check in Arvin's account 7999. So how much I amount I want to transfer, I want to transfer this 4500. I'll add to whom's account, Sam's account. So current balance is how much, 3500, plus how much I want to be add, it is a 4500, and I want to add another 4500, means 9000 it has to be shown, right? The balance has to be shown 9000. if 4500 will get deducted, then what is the account balance? It has to be show 3499, right? So let's run this code. I'll execute this code and check if everything seems to be clear. Right click, run as Java application. So what the message we have got, finally our output we have got, you can see the transaction success. Okay, now you can go and check in the workbench. Now look at the current data. So now, okay, here it is not at refresh. Let me just execute, select the start from the account. I'll just execute it. Okay, I have executed. Now you can see what is the Arvind's account. I told, right, 3499. Okay, and what is the Sam's account? 9000. So whatever we have made the changes, how much amount I have transferred? I have transferred 4500 from Arvind account to the whom's account? Sam's account. I have done this. So what is the account balance of the Arvind? 3499. And what about the Sam's account? 9000, right? So it's like it's a secret. It took the money from Arvind's account. He doesn't know. Like, look at this amount. I want to transfer like 4500, but actually, how much amount that the column has? 3499. So I can transfer the four. I have transferred the 4500. Now this transaction is going to be committed or rollback. Rollback means whatever the changes I made, updated the query. Now going back and executed cancelled. Okay, so if it is a cancelled, means money transferred or not transferred. If it is a cancelled, then it is, the transaction is not successful. Okay, so this is called the successful or transaction failed. If the amount is not transferred, then we can call it as a transaction fail. So let's observe here. Let me go back and run this once again. Okay, here once again I want to transfer the amount. Okay, so 199. Yeah. So I'll just go to my code, and what I'm doing here, I have already transferred the money. Okay, so here balance is 3499. If I want to transfer another 4500 to the Sam's account, it has to be show me the negative balance. It has to be give me the negative balance. Okay, so let me just run this code once again. Control S and run as Java application. So what here I got? Transaction failed. Money is not transferred. Now go to the workbench. Okay, here the balance amount is only 3499. And what I am doing, I am going to be transfer the 4500. So will it be possible? It will not possible, and it will show the negative balance. So for that purpose, what I will do, I'll just go here. Where is my select star from account? Okay, I'll select this, just execute this. See here, it is not transferred. It is not transferred. You can see just now I executed two rows. The limit is 0. So it is not yet successfully transferred because the transaction failed. Money is not sufficient in the Arvind's account to transfer the amount 4500 to the Sam's account. So balance is sufficient or insufficient? Insufficient. Money cannot be transferred, right? Money cannot be transferred. So tell me the transaction methods. What are the transaction methods we have discussed? I hope this is clear for everyone. You can just practice this program so it will be easier for you to understand. So these are the three methods. Okay. So these are the three transaction methods which we have discussed. Con dot set auto commit. It is a false. Con dot set auto commit. What is that? We are passing the parameter as a false. Then how to complete the transaction with success? Con dot commit, which is nothing but the transaction. How to cancel the transaction? Okay, con dot commit, how to cancel the transaction, and con dot rollback. So what are these three methods? These are the connection transaction connection methods. Okay, so to point this, here I have somewhere I wrote, I guess. Yes, here it is. Okay, so where is from my account? Okay, from my account, and where is my account to the two account? Okay, where is from account, and where is, so in which table? So it is in the account table, right? In which database? This is an account table. And which database? Test database. Here you can see my table name is account. In which database? Is it is a test database. Here the table and account. I have two tables, but we are just using now account table. In which database? It is a database test, right? So here it is. And test database is maintained by which server? It is a MySQL server. In MySQL server, we have a workbench. Suppose you want to transfer the money from your account to your friend's account. Okay, your account and your friend account is only in one bank. Okay, so both are having the accounts in one bank, which is a Axis Bank. Okay, earlier it was a Citibank, and now it is changed to Axis. I mean, they overtook or something, whatever. It is now Axis Bank. Okay, so it is called the local transaction. So what we call, so both are having the accounts in one bank. Both are having the accounts in one bank. That is nothing but the local transaction. You understood, right? So with JDBC API, okay, we can only with JDBC API we can execute only the local transaction. Okay, if you want to perform the global transaction in Java, we have the separate API. So what is that separate API name? Which is nothing but the JTA, Java Transaction API. In short, it is called the JTA. Okay, Java Transaction API. The full form I just told no, Java Transaction API that can be executed in the global transaction. But in JDBC API, we can execute only the local transaction. So the transactions are two types. First one is local transaction, and second one is the global transaction. So local transaction means it's execute only in the single database. Okay, so local transaction means it will be execute only in the single transaction. Entire transaction will be executed in the single database. So global transaction means going to the execute on one more database, maybe two or three database. More than that, you got it right. If it is a global, then it should be one bank account is in Axis and another one is in HDFC or ICICI. So that is called the global transaction distributed. So this is called which transaction? Global transaction. I wrote the points here. It is easy to for you to refer. Okay, so transactions are two types, local transaction and global transaction, which is nothing but the distributed. For example, I am transferring the money from Axis Bank to the HDFC Bank. So what is the Axis database to the HDFC database? Which means more than one database is involved, right? So this is called what transaction? Global transaction. So with which JDBC API, we can use only execute the local transaction. To execute the global transactions, we have to be use the JTA, Java Transaction API. So when going to be lean Spring frameworks or Spring Board, that internal users, this use the JTA for executing the global transactions. Okay, so it's a complete code that you have to be go through whatever we have just done. So the fund transfer example which we did, Okay, because in JDBC API we can execute only what kind of transaction? Only the local transaction. Now coming to the next concept in the like in the class which we have already discussed, I told there is three more topics which are enough to learn in the JDBC API. So what are the three topics? Transaction management, scrollable result set, and connection pooling. Okay, so out of these topics today, what we have completed? We have completed transaction management. So this one we have already completed. Okay, and this one we have already completed transaction management. Result set, there is a topic that is enough to learn the JDBC API as well as the scrollable result set. Okay, earlier, like we know the result set, like to also we get how this, now you understand. So this is the scrollable result set. You will understand here how this will work. Result set where initially the cursor is pointed. Initially the cursor is pointed here on the top of the first row. If I want to get the data from each row, first of all, I should move the cursor. So which method? I have to be use the rs dot next method. So where does the cursor go? It will go to the first row. Okay. So if I use this rs dot next, then it will go to the cursor to the first row. First row I'll call the rs dot next. Then it will go to the another row, next row. Then again rs dot next. It will go to the third row. Like that, the cursor will move. Okay. If I have many rows like 7,900, 899, 8,999, 9,999, then what happens slowly? Initially, the cursor is here, then it will go to the next row, then it will go to the next row. Okay, so initially the cursor would be pointed here. If the So how this cursor will be moving to the next row? Rs dot next method, right? So it will move to the after the another row. Like if there is if the if for example like the next row is there is no next rows. Okay, here is only one row. If there is no rows, then what happened? Then it will return the false. Okay, so next method, next result set, it will return the boolean value, true or false. True means row is exist. False means row is not exist. Here row is not exist, so it will become the false. Okay, so there is no next row. Can I move the same cursor to the reverse direction? Can I move it last first row? Like if I have bottom to the top, earlier result set, we can do that, right? By default, whatever the result set that I can create it for forward or only the result set, then I can move the cursor in the forward. Then they cannot move to the cursor in the backward. If you want to move the cursor in both ways, forward and backward, then I'll tell you like how to create. But the purpose is same. For example, in my result set there is a large data. Okay, in my result set there is a large data. So in this result set rs1, I have only one row in my object, result set 1. Okay, if there is a large data, what happened? There may be like 10,000 records, or there may be a and my requirement is the last my requirement is only the last three rows. Then tell me where the cursor, my cursor is in before the first row, but I want to read this last three rows. Okay, total how many rows? 10,000 rows, but I want to read last three rows. So what I have to do? I have to move the cursor to the next, like that. Till how many times? 9,979 times I have to be read the next row. So it's very time taken process. Okay, 10,000 records. Here it is only one record. If it is a 10,000 record, then my cursor is here. it will go to the next second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row, sixth row, eighth row, ninth row, tenth, like that. So it is very time taken process to move this cursor. For that purpose, it is a, if I move the cursor bottom, then can I read the last three rows easily? So tell me, with the scrollable result set application, we will perform this. In the scrollable result set, what happened? From the bottom it is easy. It is a 10,000 record. Here is, it is a 10,000 record. Okay, here it is a 10,000 record. And control C, control V. Here, this is a 10,000 record, and 9,998, 9,999. From last, from 10,000 record to it is possible. Okay, so by default the result set is the forward only type. So what it means? It means here, it from the bottom to the top, going one by one, bottom to the, it is easy. For that purpose, this scrollable result set is important. Okay, it means the cursor can be moved only in the forward direction. Here, transaction management, top to bottom. When you have a large data, when you have a large data sets in the result set object, and if you want to move the cursor in the forward and backward direction, then you have to be create this scrollable result set object. For that purpose you have to use. Now tell me here, now tell me, like scrollable result set, we can move the forward direction and in backward direction, or even we can move the cursor in the specific row also. By using the which one? By using the scrollable result set, it is possible. Okay, for example, I have a 1000 row. I want to move to the cursor number 500. Then I can move it by using this scrollable result set. Okay, so that's what I am saying. To create this scrollable result set object, what changes is required while creating the statement object? Create statement object passing the two parameters. First one is type and second one is mode. Okay, so first one is type and second one is mode. Here, this is type. This for scrollable, for the scrollable result set, we need type and mode. So these are the two parameters required. So statement, for that purpose, I have what I do, statement stmt is equal to con dot create statement type, these two parameters, type and mode. Today, to create which kind of result set, scrollable result set, I have to be pass the parameters. Okay, type and mode. I'll tell you. So, what are the topics for creating the which kind of result set, scrollable result set? So, tell me, creating the scrollable result set object, we have to pass the two parameters. Okay, while creating the statement, what are the parameters? Type and mode. So, these are some concepts, type and mode concepts, right? So these are the two concepts that we have to be used. Result set type underscore scroll sensitive, or result set type scroll underscore insensitive in place mode parameters. What I can pass the result set dot conquer underscore read underscore only, or result set dot conquer updatable. So we will see this, what is read and only mode. Similarly, like what is updatable mode? So sensitive and insensitive are the types, read only and updatable are modes. It's easy to remember, right? So first I will explain read only and updatable mode. Read only read only and updatable mode. After that, we will write the code. Then I'll start the topic of the connection pooling. It's a very important. So these are the important transaction. Okay, so the transaction management. So these are three are the important topics. Okay, so how to create the function, how to, now we have already understood, right, how to create the function, and how to create the scrollable, connection pooling, prepare statement, callable statement, how to create the procedure, functions, how to execute these queries. So all these are the important topics. Okay, so we'll see this tomorrow. Till then, we will get this practice done. So it would be useful how this transaction fails and transaction success means we have successfully transferred the amount. Earlier it is a 7,000 999. Now, after transferring 4,500, it becomes 3,499. And again, I tried to transfer the same amount, 4,599. It didn't possible. It gives the transaction failed message. Okay, so let's see in the another class whatever the we have discussed so far. Thank you.